Maryland authorities announced the arrest of a wanted fugitive from El Salvador who's suspected of brutally killing a mother of 5 in Maryland's Harford County. 23-year-old Victor Martinez Hernandez was arrested in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was on Friday. Martinez Hernandez originally fled El Salvador early last year, where he was wanted for the murder of another woman. He currently faces first-degree murder and first-degree rape charges in Maryland. 37-year-old Rachel Morin was walking on a hiking trail in Bel Air, Maryland, when she was allegedly attacked and killed by Martinez Hernandez. The local sheriff blames the Biden administration.
1,800 miles away here in Harford County, we are 1,800 miles away from the southern border, and the American citizens are not safe because of failed immigration policies. This is the second time in just 2 years that an innocent Harford County woman has lost her life to a criminal in our country illegally.
And joining me now is Republican Congressman of Maryland, Andy Harris. He is a member of the Appropriations Committee. Congressman Harris, thanks very much for joining us. So the Harford County Sheriff there you blamed all this on Biden administration policies. He called them a failure. Wes Moore, the governor of your state, a Democrat, also had some things to say, though I think he was putting it more in Congress's responsibility. What's your reaction, first of all, to the arrest and the comments by the sheriff?
Well, this has nothing to do with Congress. This has to do with Joe Biden's wide open border policy. And the border was wide open early last year when this thug from El Salvador, who had committed murder in El Salvador, crossed our open border and headed for sanctuary states. I mean, that's the problem. Maryland is a sanctuary state. Harford County is not a sanctuary jurisdiction, but Maryland is a sanctuary state. And he came here and committed a vicious crime.
Over the weekend, you tweeted, quote, "The Biden administration owes justice to Rachel Morin's family and to so many families from across our country for allowing a violent migrant crime to run rampant in our communities." So what would you like to see happen to stop people like this individual from coming across the border and committing these kinds of crimes?
Well, we have to just close the southern border. We have to finish building the wall. We have to have strict enforcement, and we have to stop processing people in and let our border agents actually close the border. They're busy doing social work now, processing thousands of illegal immigrants every day instead of keeping our border secure.
And Congressman, former President Trump, of course, the presumptive GOP nominee, says he wants to deport the some 11 million people who are here illegally in this country and have been for quite some time. Is that possible? Do you support that policy, that effort?
I absolutely support that effort. The fact of the matter is, if they're here illegally, they should be deported. They're eligible under law for deportation, and we should deport them. The bottom line is we can't have these criminals running around the United States. We don't know who they are. Again, obviously, millions have crossed our border, like this person from El Salvador. The solution is, if they're not here legally, send them back to where they came from and have them get back in line to enter the country legally, if they choose to.
Okay, a couple of weeks ago, Congressman, President Biden angered a lot of people in his own base, the Democratic base, by cracking down on asylum cases and the ability to claim asylum when individuals try to come into this country. Now, tomorrow, we expect the other shoe to drop to try to sort of make those hurt feelings from his base a little bit better. An executive action, we understand, it's been reported, to protect undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens and allow them to ultimately get a green card. What's your reaction to this proposal?
Look, I'm not sure the president has the authority to do it. There is a pathway for spouses of U.S. citizens to get citizenship, but it's not by crossing the border illegally. And the bottom line is that we have to crack down on illegal border crossings.
Okay, switching to another big headline from Maryland, Governor Wes Moore, seen as a rising star in the Democratic Party, you're probably aware, he's expected to pardon 175,000 marijuana convictions, 100,000 individuals. What's your reaction to that? Is that the right move? After all, Maryland, anybody who's over 21 can walk into a dispensary, whether you have a medical prescription or not, and buy marijuana.
Look, here's the problem. The problem is pardons should be done on a case-by-case basis, because we know, for instance, that a lot of times more serious drug crimes are plea bargained down to marijuana possession in order to free up the court system. So some of these people may have actually been dealing illegal much stronger drugs, dealing them illegally, and just got plea bargained down to a marijuana possession. That's why pardons should be on a case-by-case basis, not a blanket 175,000 people pardoned.
All right. Congressman Andy Harris, we thank you for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.